Hi loves, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here today. Today I wanted to cover the case of Mitchell, Adam, and Trevor O'Brien. This is another case that happened in Newfoundland where I'm from. Let's see if we can help fellow Newfoundlander Dianna Saunders locate her children. At the time of this case, she did go by the last name of Boland, but her name has since changed, so I'll use Saunders here. On the evening of November 9th, 1996, Dianna Saunders received a call. Her ex-husband was on the other end, and he was calling to say that he was taking the children. She asked to speak to the kids, and he said, quote, "later." This was the only answer he gave her to this question. This was the last time she spoke to her ex-husband, and she hasn't seen her children in over 2 decades. Diana's ex-husband was Gary Joseph O'Brien. Here I'll show you a photo of what Gary looked like at the time that him and the children went missing. He had blue eyes and grey hair. O'Brien lived in Torbay, Newfoundland, and had visitation with their children. I am using the term visitation here, but I believe from the information I gathered and from the articles that I read, I believe Dianna had full custody of the children, but she allowed him to have visitations with the children. So I do not believe these were court ordered. Here's a snippet from Google Maps so you can see where Torbay in Newfoundland is in relation to the rest of Canada. On this day, November 9th, this was one of his scheduled days. He picked his kids up from Diana's home in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland, and brought them to his home. There was no specific information that confirmed that was his planned destination or that's where he went after he picked the children up. Here you can see the drive from Mount Pearl to Torbay is only about 20 minutes. On that last phone call, Gary O'Brien also told Dianna that he had rigged his home to explode if anyone tried to go inside. Diana's sister was with her when she received this call, and she called the police. The police later confirmed that O'Brien was telling the truth about his home being rigged, and that if an explosion had occurred, it could have taken out neighbors' homes as well. So thankfully, because of Diana's sister, the police were prepared for this house to be rigged, so this explosion did not occur, but if it had of, it would have been a significant explosion that affected the neighbors as well. O'Brien is still currently wanted in the disappearance of the 3 children. He is, quote, "an internationally sought suspect," end quote. There have been unconfirmed sightings of the 4 in other parts of Canada, most notably Ontario, and in the US. Police have advised O'Brien and the 3 children, 3 men now, could be anywhere in the world. So even if you do not live in Canada or even the US, please keep a lookout for these 3 men. I will show age progressive photos later in the video. The engine of O'Brien's vehicle, which was a 1989 Ford Tempo, was located in the ocean close to Flat Rock, Newfoundland. Flat Rock is really close to Torbay. Here is a snip from Google Maps of where I believe the location is from the information that I gathered. Here you cannot see the significance of the drop from this cliff, so I will link a Google search below. I couldn't find any images that I was 100% sure that I'd be able to use in the video, so I'll provide that link so that you can see how steep this cliff was. No bodies were recovered. Some people believe the 4 are no longer alive, that they died in the ocean that day. Dianna believes the car was planted there to throw the investigation off, and that they are still alive and continues to this day to look for her sons. Literally, as I record this video, she is still actively looking for her sons. Dianna believes her sons were brainwashed when they were still young, and that they could potentially be living in a religious compound where communication to the rest of the world is limited or prohibited. This may seem like a far-fetched story to some people, but this process is presumably because she knew her ex-husband really well. She was married to this man. She would have known the way he thinks. So going by that, I don't believe it's that far-fetched. She would have reasons for thinking this. The case remains opened as there is no proof that there were bodies in the car when it went off the cliff. Something else about her thoughts on what happened to the children. Some people believe that the oldest son was 14. I believe Adam was 14 at the time, and that he was too old to be brainwashed. But personally, I think over an extended period of time, anyone could be brainwashed, even if you're an adult. As far as the engine being located, many of the articles had contradictory information. So some of the articles that I read said that a whole car was located. Other articles said it was just the engine. I believe because a higher number of articles said it was just the engine, that it was just the engine that was located, not the full vehicle. And there was no information that specifically said there was a serial number found in this engine and it matched 100% to his car. But most of the reports seem very confident that it was his vehicle that was located, that the engine belonged to his vehicle. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children have released age-progressed photos of the men, so I will show you those here. First we have Mitchell. He was 4 at the time, and at the time he was wearing a blue turtleneck, blue jeans, black and white sneakers. He had brown hair and brown eyes, and he would be 28 years old. Adam was 14 at the time. He was wearing black and white Adidas jacket, pants, and sneakers with a green shirt. I feel like if the 3 boys did not change before leaving with their father, I believe that Adam would have stood out because almost his whole outfit was that black and white Adidas. He had blue eyes and brown hair. He would be 37 years old. Trevor was 11 at the time. He was wearing black and white Adidas sneakers, blue jeans, and there was no description of the shirt he was wearing at the time. He had brown hair and blue eyes and would be 34 years old. Here are some quotes from Dianna. "I am fighting every day to see my children. Unless I have proof that they are no longer on this earth, then I am going to keep at it and keep looking for them. Don't ever give up on your kids." "Mom has never stopped looking for you and praying for you. Please, please get the courage to break free and pick up the phone. I'm sure we can work everything out. Let's start again. Come back to me. Just come back to me." And here I'll end with a photo of Dianna with her 3 children. This was the reviewing of the case of Mitchell, Adam, and Trevor O'Brien. If you have any information about this case, or you can think of anything from 1996 even that you feel is significant and may help move the case forward, I'll put the contact information below in the description box. I'll put the St. John's RNC as well as the Crime Stoppers links and phone numbers below. If you would like to submit tips anonymously, you can do that through Crime Stoppers. I welcome you to comment in the comment section below, but please be respectful to all parties involved, to Dianna, her family, her children, to Gary and his family. Please be respectful all around. If you choose to comment, please do it in a respectful way. Thank you for watching. If you would like to see more true crime and missing persons cases being reviewed, please subscribe. I believe the subscribe button is right here. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Thank you for watching.